Hey friends, welcome back to the cabin, and today's video we're going to talk about a homestead update and a little bit about 2020. Well, we all have been experiencing probably a little bit of stress and a little bit of uncertainty with this past year of 2020. We've had the virus, we've dealt with hurricanes, we've dealt with political storms, we've dealt with a lot of things that may leave you a little bit disconnected, a little despondent, maybe even a little bit depressed.
Did you say a little bit? It's been plumb crazy.
It has been.
This year has been crazy.
Yeah.
But it's like I heard somebody say a while ago, it's not the year.
No, December 31st.
We call it 2020, but it ain't 2020.
No, it doesn't have anything to do with that time frame of time as far as a year. It has to do with the times that we live in. You can, even from a biblical standpoint, you know, God didn't wake up, I've said this many times, didn't wake up and go, I didn't see that coming. He actually wrote it in his book, in his word, to be looking for things like this. So if we know that God saw this in the future, he orchestrated our future, and he knows the plans that he has for us, we just have to lay in the palm of his hand and release all of that and just trust in God.
And do it his way, not ours.
That's right.
If we want to figure it out, we get in the book and he'll tell us.
That's right. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
God wasn't surprised by this. And it's easy, though, and I'm guilty. I know you are. Sometimes we get emotional over things that happen. And it's easy to get our eyes off of heaven and get our eyes on the world around us. What I'm talking about, the worldly world. Not God's creation, but the chaos of the world around us. And
everything that's going on, I can't fix it, and you can't fix it. We can't fix it. One person can't fix it, but what can we do?
Well, one thing we can do, like I said, is to keep our eyes on Christ and turn it all over to him, and we can do something.
Not make it worse.
Not
to start with. Not be a part of it.
That's one thing that I taught the kids growing up.
I'd add to it.
Right. I always taught, the one thing that I taught our kids growing up is that if you can't fix the problem, don't add to it. Don't become part of the problem. So that's one thing that we can do. And in the social media world, that our kids especially, and we get wrapped up in it some. We came from a time when there wasn't any social media, and there was a little more civility. You couldn't hide behind a screen and a keyboard.
It's not just social media now. It's the media, period. It's the news.
Yeah, we turned the news off. Well, as a matter of fact, you may have seen that we kind of, we've slacked off just a little bit for a little while from making YouTube videos, because I personally had to step away from the tech world and just take a breather and kind of get back to enjoying this lifestyle that we chose. And then we had some things kind of get thrown in the mix, didn't we?
Jackie had surgery last week. I think it was last week, right?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago now. And that turned out to be more.
It really threw me for a loop, and I think even the doctor, and he was a great doctor, so this is not anything there, he was a wonderful doctor, but I think even when he got in to do the surgery, there was a little more to it than what he anticipated, and so my recovery was a little bit longer at home.
The plan was to go have the surgery on a Wednesday and come home, and it was over 100 miles where we went to have it done, but we were supposed to go have it done and then come home where you could milk that evening.
Right. Well, by all accounts, I thought, because I'd had something similar about 5 or 6 years ago, and came home that evening after a little bit of rest and was doing everything pretty much normal, but I didn't this time. No.
It was 3 or 4 days before you.
Yeah, and I got to give a shout out to my sweet neighbor Mary Lou. She stepped up to the plate. She's my
she did.
She did. She's my backup milker, and she comes on Saturdays, and she has a full-time job too. See, so she comes on Saturdays and milks, and that gives me a little bit of a break, and then that gives them milk. They love the milk, the fresh milk, so it's a win-win. Well, she stepped up, and I think she milked 3 days in a row, twice a day, because I wasn't able. Our milk machine is tore up. I mean, I think it's beyond repair, so that's another story down the road. But she did. Mary Lou stepped up to the plate and really helped us get through that. So. And
then I had to go out of town.
And then, yes.
I've been gone a few days, and we just got behind.
We did. We did. We got behind.
I got home last night, and it's been wide open today just trying to catch up the best I could, you know.
Yeah. You've been out in the raised beds and doing a little bit, and then I had bought some chicken at one of the big box stores for a really, really good price, and I bought 2 big packs, so I had to do something with that to plan on canning. So today was the day I had to can it. And
we have 11 gallons of milk to take cream off of today.
Yeah, see, that was another thing with everything going on.
We were just behind on everything.
And the milk was just going in the refrigerator after I got back to milking. We were behind on a lot of things. The laundry was like to the ceiling and different things. But so the milk just went in the refrigerator, and then Jerry, bless his heart, pulled all the cream off today, and we'll be making hopefully butter, because I've got 24 pints of ghee.
Well,
so I don't need to make ghee right now.
No, but the difference in it, we make ghee because that's a lot easier. Well, not easier to make the butter, but it frees you up. I can make the ghee.
Right, you can pretty much babysit it for me.
And a lot of the butter process, you don't have to do all that, and what all you do to make butter to make the ghee.
Well,
so we can get it ready, just make the butter, and move it to the side till we get
there's some steps that we can eliminate that we normally do when we make butter that we don't have to. We rinse it before we put it in the pot to make ghee to get as much of the milk, skim milk off of it. But when I make butter, I'm a little more meticulous about cleaning that skim milk out, because you want that butter good and clean. And
well, that's the end of it. When you make the butter, that's the end of it. What's left is left.
Right.
I'll get that out when we make the ghee. That's going to come out.
Oh yeah, because the milk solids will fall to the bottom, and the moisture cooks off. So yeah, But that was one thing we had a lot of cream to pull off. I had just a lot going on, and we got way behind.
We had to work in the raised beds. The raised beds was running behind. We had to thin out the rutabaga. By the way.
Oh, and look, the window's open, and you can smell that.
I have never heard anybody say they eat rutabaga tops, but we trying them boogers tonight.
Yeah, they're in the pot now, and they smell so good.
We had to thin out. I had to go in there and thin out the rutabagas, and instead of just giving it all to the chickens, I give them the stems, and I pull the greens off, and we're going to try them. We're going to try them.
Yeah, we're going to try
those. Never heard of it. If anybody's ever eat rutabaga tops, let us know.
Comment we've never done that.
And of course, we're going to know tonight.
Yeah, we're going to try them out tonight. We might be coming back to y'all.
We've done that before, like on the cabbage. We've done that. We went out there, and I just pulled the cabbage head today, but we've been eating off of that thing. We've had two messes of green off that cabbage on the bottom leaves.
Yeah, the large leaves that are down below the cabbages, it heads up. But now the one thing that we did find out, well, first of all, our collards, we planted them twice. I have never had collards not come up. They didn't come up. Twice we planted
them one time, then we thought maybe it was the seeds, and we bought more
fresh seeds, and they didn't come up at all. And I'm like, whoa!
They've always come up out there in the row garden.
That's where they're going back.
That's where they're going back. No more in the raised bed.
No more in the raised bed. But let me tell you about
the turnips did good. The cabbage did good.
Mustard's
the
coming
doing good. All of that. Rutabagas are doing great. Everything, but the collards would not grow.
They didn't come up. But let me tell you how the good Lord works. We was out there looking one day at those beautiful cabbage leaves that are spread out. That's not part of the head. And I thought, I bet those are good to eat. So we started cutting them, stemming them, and we cut them up in strips and started cooking them. Now, you have to cook them a long time because they're tough. But if you just put them on a slow pot and put them on there in the afternoon, let them cook for 2 or 3 hours, oh, my word. You think you're eating collards.
That one cabbage, we've had 2 meals off that one cabbage, and I just pulled
cut the head off of it,
Just pulled the head off.
Sure did.
And left some leaves out there.
There's still some leaves out there, and it was delicious. And I'm going to tell you, it tasted just like collards to me. Looked like collards and tasted like collards. So that was a good replacement for our collards.
Butter squash is gone.
Butternut squash, squash is gone. Sweet potatoes are out of the ground. They're curing.
Out of the ground. That was 2 beds. Got the sweet potatoes out of the ground and got garlic in
the smaller one. Yep, I've got my garlic.
And we planted the mustards in the other one.
Yep, so that's all doing good. And our English peas are doing really good and loaded with blooms. And we've been picking a few to get a little bitty mess. And
I want to say something about them English peas. They're not my favorite. I'm not an English pea fella. But that is the best thing as far as homegrown taste.
Oh, it is. If you have never had fresh, homegrown English peas and you've only eaten them out of a store-bought can
or frozen or whatever,
it is, you can hear the guineas, it is a world of difference. It really, you can taste the earth, but the sweetness of the earth in those on those fresh English peas, they are the best.
They taste fresh.
They just have a wonderful flavor fresh. So, but yeah, so that's kind of an update on all of that going on.
The radishes are coming along good.
Radishes are coming along good. The carrots are growing, but they're not growing. They're slow.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to do.
But let me tell you what, we got 4 volunteer tomato plants that just come up in the raised bed from the compost we put in, and also a cantaloupe.
Yeah.
And we got 2 little cantaloupes off of that. So those were just bonuses that the good Lord just sprinkled in there.
Those are little bitty cantaloupes. They're not much bigger than a big tomato, but we're going to cut them open and see what they look like.
Yeah, we're gonna, and if they're not, then the chickens will get them. Yeah. So it was fun to see how
tomatoes. I don't know what's up with that, but 4 tomato plants
and they're beautiful.
Popped up, yeah.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
I
They're
put a cage around them. And I put Miracle-Gro on them today. We went out there. I went out there and I pulled off that milk, pulled off the cream off 11 gallons of milk. Well, that left a lot of skim milk. Left 2 5-gallon buckets of skim milk. Every bit of that went on the raised beds on the garden.
Yeah.
And I had to water it in, but that's feeding the garden.
That's feeding the garden because milk, and that's skim milk. So
1.5 buckets went on there. 1/2 bucket went out to the chicken.
Yeah.
He was proud of that.
Yeah, they're getting plenty of milk. But now the skim milk, especially because there's not the milk fat, we've pretty much pulled it off with the cream. Most of the cream. It's full of calcium, phosphorus, potassium. It's got enzymes in it because it's raw milk. It's just so good for the garden, but it needs to be diluted down. So,
we got a good bit caught up today. I got to go back out of town tomorrow.
Got to go pick up a grandson.
Right. First thing after church, I'm going over there to get him.
Yeah.
And
he'll be here for a few days before his mom and daddy gets here for Thanksgiving. Yeah. So he's going to come stay a few days.
We're kind of caught up outside right now for a little bit. We'll be behind by Monday.
And we may not get, just a heads up, I don't know time-wise, I'm going to try to, after Thanksgiving, to get a video or 2 up on some things that I've been wanting to show y'all how to do. But if not, we'll get back on track with them pretty soon. But I'm going to try to have 1 or 2 out.
Just a busy time. It's a busy time
for
year.
everybody.
And, for everybody. And the how-to videos.
The editing takes a long time, because we have to get them right.
Right.
Yeah.
So we'll get back on track.
But
everything going.
Speaking of Thanksgiving and Christmas, that's a time, and we're going to go back to what we were talking about 2020 just a second. You want to be sure to not get discouraged and don't let this get you down with everything that's going on. You should just embrace your family, spend time with your family through this time, and be thankful for the blessings that God has provided. And God is still in control.
Forget all that other stuff.
Forget it. Yeah. But Thanksgiving kind of is the stepping stone into Christmas, and we need to. One thing that we can do is to prepare our hearts as far as the thankfulness goes, and really embrace that. And like I said, embrace your family and prepare your hearts for the gift that God placed in the manger, the gift of Jesus Christ. And that is where our focus should be. It's easy for the cares of the world to take your eyes off of heaven and off of Christ and off of His Word and His promises. But let Christmas bring you back around to that.
Yeah. All that other stuff, get away from all the other stuff, everything that's going on, the virus, the election, and everything, and just the spirit of Christmas. Enjoy the spirit. The spirit of the holidays.
Right.
Thanksgiving, spending time being thankful for what you have, spending time with your family, not worrying about all the other stuff, because the only thing that we can do about it is not be a part of it, you know?
Right. Well, and one thing that you really want to be mindful of too now, and when I said embrace your family, is the children. The children do pick up on all of the discouragement and the talk, and they hear things, and it can be fearful for them.
Right. When we're worrisome, they're feeling insecure.
And as mamas and grandmas, you know, we want to nurture them and hold them close and reassure them and let them know that we're here and God's there, and just don't let all that stuff. Don't let that stuff get to you and affect your family. And
I want to give a shout out to Ronnie too. I enjoyed that cup of coffee, and I enjoyed the time that we spent together over that cup of coffee.
Enjoy time with your family. This Thanksgiving, prepare your heart for Christmas. I know through all of this chaos that I have found so many things to be thankful for in our life and in this little cabin. It is amazing the little blessings that God has just showered down on us.
When you go to worrying, just get busy.
Get busy. Oh my goodness.
Something.
Yes, do something. That's an old-timey way of getting your mind off of things, and
we don't have a shortage of things to do.
No. And you know, the things that are going on around us right now, really a lot of it is how you look at it and how you react to it.
Yeah.
Get your mind off of it. Find something to do, get busy, turn the TV off, put the phones down, except our YouTube channels. You can watch our channels. And I hope those will bring you some joy. And just get prepared for Christmas, Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Spending time with your family.
Yeah, and you know that I'm going to leave you with these beautiful words. Don't ever forget that your Heavenly Father loves you. And we'll see you
on the next video.
God bless.
Bye.
That little car sounds like it's about to quit. No. So
we don't quit out front.
Oh no! Don't quit in front of the house. We're filming. No, we don't.
I mean, we can.
Oh.
What is that?